Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Into the Nexus, but this one is special. It's more special than the others. I'm Garrett Weinzerl, with me is Kyle Ferguson, and Kyle, this is our first patron call-in episode, a patron hangout, if you will.
I will. I allow this.
You allow it?
Yes, for my will.
Was I? Oh, okay. All right, fair enough. It is your will.
Yes.
Okay.
It is my will that this be done. No, thank you so much to all the patrons who have been supporting us for so long. It's awesome to put this together. I can't wait to hang out with y'all. It is noon in the afternoon for me in the Pacific realm.
It is 3 for me in the Eastern realm.
And there are people in the chat saying it's evening, so we succeeded in getting some EU listeners here.
Yes! You've asked for it, and we're giving it to you. Which now, Kyle, I don't know if you looked at the Twitter a little bit, but there are some Pacific coasters who are like, oh, come on. Oh, come on. We can't make everyone happy.
No.
It's almost as if there's like an international audience that enjoys Heroes or something.
Yeah, man. I don't know what you guys have to do in Australia, but you guys love podcasts. And thank you for following all our shows for so long.
Yeah, absolutely. So if this is new to you, if you've never, say, called into the Angry Chicken patron hangout before, let me break it down for you. It's real simple. Are you a patron? Yes? Okay, cool. Go to patreon.com/ITN. There's a post up there right now about this episode, and there should be a Skype account listed. Add that Skype account as a contact on your Skype account, and then just start calling in. You can call in as much as you want. You won't mess anything up. If we already have a caller in here, I've disabled all sounds, so you're not going to screw up the recording, so feel free to go nuts. So with that in mind, start calling. But how was the rest of the after-show games last night, Kyle?
They were all wins for me, so you missed out.
Lovely. I was the factor. Good to know. Good to know.
I think we had some problems. There were some odd hero picks, but I schooled on Illidan, which was a blast. You know, flipping around, jumping in front of people. Got some good tips from the chat playing there too, because I'm learning that. And then what was that? What did I play? Was it Artanis? Did I get Artanis, or did someone steal him away? I don't quite remember what the first game was. But it was fun. Kicked it for an extra hour.
Yeah, I don't remember. But yeah, I'll load up to that first game. My Jaina needs some work. It's not what it once was. I spent too much time with Kael'thas. And my Jaina was just not cutting it. So, as for my Johanna, I stand by it. I stand by my Johanna pick.
Right. You know, one way to reduce rage, of course, and for fun games is to play heroes you're not particularly good at. So I had a bastion of safety.
You know, I would totally be down for that, Kyle, if the people we played against did the same. I feel like we're always getting a little try-hearted against.
Yeah, that's true. On the enemy team, perhaps. You know,
maybe.
It's fun to wail on us. It is recorded.
Yeah. By the way, some people are calling in, and you're not on the contact list, which means I can't add you. So make sure you add this Skype account before you try calling in. Talking to you, Jacob. I can't add you. There's no option to. I can hang up on Kyle and talk to you, but that's not the idea. Let's take our first caller.
Sweet.
Who has just an amazing avatar. Christopher, welcome.
Hi there. I just turned off the audio from the stream. So, hi.
Howdy.
Welcome.
Thanks.
I only just got to see the avatar. That is fabulous.
Yeah, that's me from one of the parties at school. I got a person who works as in makeup, and she did the makeup for me. It took 40 minutes or something.
Nice. I thought it was just an awkward kiss high school photo.
No, that was actually a party. I even spoke English to some people and they didn't recognize me, so that was fun.
Well, where are you calling from?
Sweden. I'm known as Tralamin or Tralamin or something like that. So I've followed you before.
The best part is I kind of said your name right from the chat, so all right.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it. I found it like a random name generator in a game. and it has never been taken, so that's why I'm keeping with it.
Oh, that's just amazing. Well,
yeah, I tried some other names before, but they were always taken, so I needed to find a new one.
Yeah, I recently gave up and just started using my real name.
Yeah, but my name is not unique enough.
I don't know if Garrett is all that unique. The way you spell Christopher is unique, at least for us here in the West. Most Christophers over here have their names spelled with a PH.
Yeah, I know. Here, no, we don't. It's double F here.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well,
I actually have. Oh well, first things first. Congratulations on the wedding.
Oh, jeez, thank you.
Both of you have amazing fun when you get together.
Yeah, Kyle. I stood in Kyle's wedding a couple years ago, and it was a damn good time.
I can imagine. The thing I would like to ask is, what do you think about people picking certain heroes just because the pros do it? Because if you see certain heroes in a game, in a pro game, you go, oh wait, they are amazing. But the pros are pre-made 5-man on voice.
Yes.
It's a bit of a difference.
I think a lot of, for me, and Kyle, feel free to tap in here at any moment. For me, I feel like it depends on the hero in question. Because we've mentioned on the show multiple times, Kyle, that, especially when it comes up to my personal aversion to Abathur, picking Abathur in pickup games, is that he works out pretty darn well when you watch a lot of these pro games that maybe pick an Illidan and then pick an Abathur, and Illidan's just owning fools and Abathur's just tearing it up. That works really well in that scenario. But if you try and recreate that in a pickup game where you don't have voice chat, or a 5-stack and have practice together, it's probably not going to go as well.
Well, and there's a lot happening in the background with Abathur. I mean, let's not just say that he's hatting who he's supposed to and transforming into another hero in the middle of a fight. He is soaking lane XP. And I think that's the big problem with pro games is, one, we can't get the replays, so people can't go, oh, that was an amazing game. I really want to know exactly what happened with X hero. Since we can watch in client and like Dota, if someone picks Venomancer, my favorite hero, I go, oh, awesome. Camera lock on that guy, and I just watch them the entire time. So you're seeing only these star moments, and never when they're in StarCraft, you have this amazing fight going on, everything's micro awesome, and meanwhile in the background, they're switching back to their base and like managing their economy. It's really lame, but it's what is allowing them to be so awesome on the field.
Yeah. And now there's other heroes too that I think are perfectly fine, but again, it's kind of per hero. Like when we were seeing all the Skeleton Kings and all of the Johannas, I think those are perfectly fine heroes to pick up and play in a pickup scenario, as long as you know what you're doing.
Yeah, but they're very strong just by themselves. Abathur, maybe not that much.
Exactly. It's unlikely that you're going to kind of swing the game for everyone if you go in as Abathur alone.
Yeah.
It's interesting, though, that some things have translated really well. Like Sonya. Sonya is doing awesome. She was something we only saw successfully in pro play. And now it seems like everyone gets her that plays her. And she's a real big force. I'm having a lot of trouble countering Sonyas. But maybe that's because what they do, spin to win and hit as many people as possible, is all seen on screen in a pro game, and you can digest that easily and apply it to yourself. Same with doing like an Uth or Kerrigan combo. The Divine Shield lands on the Assassin, you go, oh, that's where Divine Shield goes, and you can take it home with you.
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely.
I have a more or less personal question as well, which I try to include in the emails and stuff. If you could travel to any country which you have never been to, which would you pick?
The nerd in me wants to say New Zealand, but I think I'd have to if I had to go anywhere, like, and there was just I could just go probably Tokyo. I'd go to Japan.
I don't know, man. I think I need to ski the Alps.
Oh, alrighty. Well, you're a mountain guy. You're all about those mountains.
Just something in my core. It's my roots, and I just want to see, I want to ski where elephants failed. And that...
That's very well put, actually.
Wow. Well played. Well played, Kyle. Oh, that was great. Yeah. Okay, cool. What's your answer?
For me for now. Let's see. Let's have someone else call in.
All right, sounds good, Christopher. Thank you.
Thanks
Have a nice one.
Have a good
one.
Bye. Oh, I like that. I like the ski where elephants failed, Kyle.
Yeah. I love skiing though. Something about strapping some plastic to your feet and hauling ass down a mountain just speaks to me.
I've never seen snow really.
Plus, you got the poles, and it's really easy to imagine that they're two little fighter buttons. So you're just going down a mountain, just boo, 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 the whole time. Gotcha. Except for snowboarders. Snowboarders just sitting in the middle of the lanes. It's like, I get it, though. Snowboarding's exhausting.
Oh, yeah, again, wouldn't know. Never seen snow. We did, like, we had a freak snow. I wouldn't even call it a storm. It snowed once when I was very young in Florida. I vaguely remember catching a snowflake in my eye and it burning. And that's about it. That's all.
Is Jeffrey just sitting here real patiently while we have this?
No, I went to go at him, and it's just kind of. I guess he's not there now.
Oh,
I don't know.
All right.
I guess we'll try someone else. We'll try Brian.
Sounds good.
All these people tried calling in earlier and then they stopped, so I'm seeing if we can add them.
Gotcha.
So, anyway, folks, keep calling in.
Yep, don't have to wait for an opening. We got this.
All right, Jeffrey's back.
I'm here, guys.
Hey!
Are those birds in the background? That's beautiful.
It is. I had to step out of work so that I could call you guys because I'm on the West Coast too.
Oh, nice. Damn, I gotta say, your phone sounds great.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's usually not the case when people call in or Skype in on their phone.
I was going to apologize for the audio quality, but after that, I think I'll keep it.
Start your own show, man. You're good to go.
And record it from wherever you are currently standing, because it sounds like the most peaceful and serene location I would ever hope to be.
Southern California. Can't beat it.
Oh, I miss it. It's expensive to live there, though. It is very expensive to live there. But anyways, Jeffrey.
I wanted to call and tell you, first off to start, that you guys, seriously, I've fallen in love with all of your guys' shows on A-Move TV, especially this show, because I'm a huge Heroes fan. And seriously, though, I can't praise you guys enough. And also, I've taken a few lessons with you guys, and it's just been really, really, really awesome. And, I can't, it's just, Kyle's lessons are great, so I can't praise them enough. So if you're listening out there and you haven't taken a lesson yet, you've got to take a lesson because it's so awesome. I went from a rank 50 in Hero League, and you guys helped me get on Leoric, and now I'm all the way up to 34 just from the couple of lessons that I've taken. So honestly, I think it's great.
Nice.
That's awesome, man.
Now I have to dive into this. Were you 50 because you just hadn't played a single game, or were you 50 and playing games?
I had placed at 50.
Oh, okay. All right. That's
so
all right.
I've played all my placement games and gone all the way in at 50, and I had never played a MOBA before, but I was a huge Blizzard fan. All the Diablo, all those games. I love them so much. So I jumped into this one, and now, yeah, I've learned a lot. So I also wanted to say that I am probably the reason for all of the post-show game rage last night, because I was Lieutenant Morale.
Oh, no, not your fault. Not your fault.
So I wanted to call in because I was like, dang, I just wanted to pick somebody that I'm ranked 9.5 with her, and I actually have an 84% win streak with her, which is probably all luck because, like I said, I'm only ranked 34 in Hero League. So, but I mean, yeah, I've been rocking it. I'm like 33 games in an 84% win streak, and it's probably because I play with nothing but noobs.
Yeah, some of those dudes knew how to target you. And we also had a super squishy team. You went stim in last night's game, yeah?
No, I went medevac because I wanted to do double boss because nothing feels better than double boss.
And I guess that situation never popped up.
Yeah, because Kyle was like, just wait till the stim goes off on the Sergeant Hammer. It's going to be amazing.
I know, yeah. It wasn't prime. I was waiting for that moment so that we could all come from behind and double boss win, but it didn't happen. So,
how's the Leoric working out for you with the nerf?
Yeah, the Leoric is still fine. Like I said, I think it partially has to do with the fact that I play on a lower level than you guys do. I think that people don't really understand, just like I did. I mean, Kyle and I were talking at the beginning, like they don't even explain in the tutorial that, if you take down the whole lane, that's what spawns the catapults and everything. I didn't even know any of that because I had never played a MOBA before. So the fact that I got that from the lessons in Leoric, and now I'm rocking Leoric, and nobody really knows on my level what to do. So I feel like I'm still doing okay. But as I move higher and higher and higher, I've had to, fix it a little bit, but it's good.
Yeah, I remember that too, because I was very casual in our lesson, like, and get your orbs, and from where? And they come from the wizards, and we do need some sort of system. Maybe the tutorial needs to be reworked. I know they've reworked it many, many times. They probably don't even want to touch the darn thing. But there's a lot of information that's missing out on for people.
Yeah, so it's been really good. And I wanted to just say, Morales, usually on my level, it might go a little better. But last night, it wasn't the best. So
we just lacked meat for you, man.
Yeah, it's all good. I did have a quick question for you. Because I hadn't played MOBAs in the past, and I was looking at, all of these wonderful Blizzard characters that I love so much, and thinking about, how would they implement them into the game, and what would their, classes and styles and traits be? And I heard a little bit, because I listened back in episodes about Deckard Cain, and I was thinking, is there a way that you guys think that they could implement something with Deckard Cain? And has it been done in past MOBAs where they try to implement an AoE effect that reduces the cooldown of abilities for other characters? Because I'm thinking like the Book of Cain. Like if that was his heroic and he could drop that, and it would just be an AoE effect that everybody, if they were inside of it, it reduces your cooldowns for all of your abilities. Do you think that would be OP? Do you think that would work? Do you think it's been done before? What do you think?
Does it affect heroics or not?
I would say, yeah. I would say all abilities.
Yeah, because that could get real scary real fast. And then if you had something like that does affect heroics, then that becomes something that affects every other hero that comes down the pipeline and kind of ties the hands of the designers. This was we saw this in Hearthstone with the Warsong Commander change that just came out. They said one of the biggest reasons that they finally did decide to nerf Warsong Commander was because every card that they wanted to design from here on out had to take into account the fact that Warsong Commander exists.
Right.
I could see that working for basic abilities, but I don't know if that would make it feel heroic enough.
That's true. There have been like general buff-heavy dudes. They fall into the same realm as the summoner heroes, where it doesn't seem like Blizzard wants to go that heavily themed. I mean, even dudes that have summons, not everything is. I mean, Asmodean, he's got the demon, and then he can rain demons as an ultimate, and that's about as heavy as we have it. In old MOBAs, like the birth of them, when it was just dudes at home making up heroes, we had dudes who would, their Q was summon a melee thing, and then W was summon another thing. And they never really worked out because they were just too hard into that one world. So I wonder if we would just fall into that same sort of realm. I know we also talked a while ago about like a blacksmith hero that would give people weapon enchantments or something like that.
Yeah.
And that'd be really cool visually. But again, do you fall into that same problem?
Right. Because I sent you guys an email a while ago that was basically my worries for where the game is headed, only because I look at these games and I don't know where else they can go. Like with Overwatch coming out, there's so many different heroes, but they all do similar things, like Reaper and Vala and what's that one turret, Bastion, and like Sergeant Hammer, and those kind of things. They all kind of correlate. So I was thinking of other ideas and other ways that they might be able to implement cool new things.
That's true. There's other heroes though that aren't necessarily as the one to one. I don't feel like there's a comparison for Zenyatta, the android monk dude.
Yeah.
He has this kind of whole orb mechanic in Overwatch that's very unique to him. He kind of looks like Karazim if he was a robot, but their abilities aren't really the same.
Right. And then you got Mercy, which is going to be kind of like Lieutenant Morales in that respect, where it's a healing beam. And
yeah. Some of these, it's almost like it could just be a skin for an existing hero. And we kind of thought that's what the Butcher was going to be like. We thought, why don't they just make the Butcher a skin for Stitches in the very early days of this game? Because you go fight the Butcher, what does he do? He throws chains at you and pulls you in.
Right.
Yeah, particularly with that slam. And then who's the Spectre or whatever it is. Nova. She even says 1 shot, 1 kill in the
Widowmaker.
Yeah.
Widowmaker.
And there's even, I mean, there's like a Nova.
Only kills men, apparently.
Yes.
Well, that's because her male twin brother, Widower Maker, is just she can't compete with him.
He's going to be DLC.
He's cornered the market on the opposite.
His branding not so hot.
Right.
Oh, geez.
Very cool. Well, thank you guys for your time and keep up the great work. Honestly, if I could give it 5 stars every time I listen to it, I would. And Kyle, more lessons to come soon, man.
Awesome, man. I look forward to it.
Well, thanks, Jeff.
Thanks again, guys.
Appreciate
Have a good
your
day.
call. You too. Have a good one.
I really can't say enough good things. He's an awesome student.
Yeah.
Loves to learn.
It sounds like he couldn't be more eager and more like I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. Ready to learn.
Learning is hard.
Learning
It's
is hard.
exhausting.
It can be downright annoying at times.
And some people take it like champs.
Yeah. Brian, can you hear us?
1 second.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
He did message ahead of time and say just give him a minute because he needs to duck out of his cubicle.
Okay, cool. Well, we got an awesome email the other day about Oh no, I don't want to go off on that. We're going outside. Are there birds
No,
here
just
too?
in the stairwell. Oh, probably too echoey here.
No, you're good, man. I am
Okay.
familiar with the office stairwell. That's where lunches are had in peace and quiet.
Yeah. So hey, I just wanted to pop in and say I sent a little email about this a little earlier. Basically, I wanted to ask about Overwatch heroes, and specifically 2 of them that people have been sort of poo-pooing, saying like, they got no chance, they're too similar.
And they are.
And Reaper and let me see. I am super forgetful right now. Widowmaker.
Widowmaker. Okay, so
Because,
Widowmaker, Nova, and Reaper Valo. We just talked about this with the last caller, actually.
Damn it.
Not exactly.
Everyone's the same thing.
Well, no, we said the same thing, that they're pretty similar, and we're not really sure how they would work.
And,
Right.
But here's what I'm thinking.
All right.
Reaper teleports. Can turns into a ghost. 2 things Vala doesn't do. And Widowmaker, on the other hand, doesn't go invisible. She has a grappling hook, so she has a lot of mobility that Nova doesn't have. Nova doesn't have any escapes.
Really?
Additionally, Nova's about decoys and escaping and all sorts of weird tricks and all that stuff. Whereas
I can't
Widowmaker,
believe I am in disbelief that Blizzard did not reuse their sniper stealth archetype. I just saw the Widowmaker in the trailer and said, "Oh, she stealths."
Oh,
Nope.
yeah, no, she doesn't. She's really takes advantage of any map that has verticality because of her grappling
her
hook.
ultimate is like basically the bad part of what's the ultimate with the reveal that they just changed?
Shadowstalk.
Shadowstalk. You're
Basically
right.
the bad part of that. So I'd imagine they'd have to either make it also do extra damage or something, or
Right.
maybe, way I'm thinking, like she could be like an Asmodean, where she just has super long range, and if she can see you, she can shoot you.
Can you see through or shoot through walls in Overwatch?
Not through walls, but you can see the outlines through walls. Is basically the ultimate.
Yeah, that's her heroic ability, Kyle, is that all the enemies get kind of outlined in red, and you can see them through walls and like at different elevations. You basically see them wherever they are.
Oh, I know. Well, I didn't know that, but in like a lot of modern games, particularly with some of the Tom Clancy games coming out recently, shooting through walls is a huge mechanic.
Oh yeah. Oh, the new Rainbow Six Siege, which actually looks really cool. I know what you're talking about there. But no, you make a really good point. Yeah, Widowmaker's more like if Batman decided to start using guns, and and Reaper. Another thing that could be said about Reaper is he could almost be a little more like Tychus, which is like a short-ranged hero. Because
he's
Reaper's
definitely like in your face, whereas
Right.
a good Vala is not in the back. Is back.
Yeah.
You don't use the vault to engage. You use it to escape.
Yeah.
And all her abilities are like good at medium and to long range. Like if you like the Hungering Arrow doesn't benefit from being really close up.
Yeah. No, that's
Neither does the wave clear.
your Multi-shot.
Multi-shot,
I almost said cluster. I'm like, no, it's not cluster. That's
That's a good point. I mean, you can just, add some graphics for Vault to make it look a little poofy and ghosty. But
I think that Reaper would be a lot more in the fray, like getting behind the back line, just being kind of like Illidan, where it's just like, oh, he's behind us. This is bad.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. Now I feel like Widowmaker would be harder to actually make her shine in a game that doesn't have elevation differences.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of her thing.
Just getting up high and being.
But the more we talk about it, the more I agree with you. I think Reaper could totally be a MOBA hero.
I think that can work out both of them. It's like I feel like it's a thing where you can have two snipers. People, when Butcher was being considered, they said, "Oh well, Butcher, he's going to be like Stitches," and he's nothing like Stitches because they're very different. And Blizzard is good at building a hero that emphasizes the ways they are different.
Yeah.
They're not alike at all, and they sort of explained that mechanically, being like, well, listen, he's going to just get right on you, whereas Stitches pulls you to him, Butcher's on you. And you could see a universe where Butcher was just a Stitches skin, but they made it work, and it's beautiful. And I think the same could be said about some Overwatch heroes. Mind you, I probably wouldn't prioritize Widowmaker. I think it'll be Reaper and what's her name? Tracer.
Yeah, Tracer.
They'll be the first two.
She's going to be the Mickey Mouse of the game, it seems.
Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised to see a support and a tank out, early. So maybe that would be. I
mean, Kyle, I
feel like you'd want to fill out the 4 roles: specialist, assassin. So Widowmaker being the third assassin probably wouldn't be very likely for a while.
Yeah.
But I think she does have potential. I think that you could make any hero work. One hero I think that would be really cool would be Torbjorn. I sort of see him as like a half Rexar, half siege tank, half hammer, where you put down the turret, and the turret is a lot of your damage and maybe 25% of a kill, and you just defend the turret, and it's cool. And you're moving around the turret's range, and you're defending it. Or,
that's true. And if you only drop one, it's a unique ability now from Gazlo. I think the biggest concern will probably be the silhouettes, because it's what you have to maintain to make the hero communicate. I mean, we have Skeleton King, and then his skin to be what's the WoW word?
Vrykul.
And that communicates. You see that dude coming at you with the big old hammer, and you're like, oh, I get it. The swing's the same. So as long as those things didn't change too much with skins, we're good to go.
He's a lot shorter, Torbjorn, than the Rygul guy.
Oh yeah,
I know what you're saying.
We weren't directly comparing the two. If anything, I think Torbjorn would get confused with Muradin because he's basically a dwarf.
Oh yeah.
But no, I think I think that could work. And Kyle, you mentioned weapon buffing hero too. I could see Torbjorn doing something of that nature as he is a smith.
That's sort of his narrative role, isn't it?
Yeah, and then you could just.
I could also see, who I could also see doing something like that as like his alternate heroic. I could also see Winston, because he built Tracer's suit, didn't he?
I do not know the lore of Overwatch at all.
The lore comes out.
Yeah, that could be like the alternate to the beast mode is science mode, and it's like bloodlust for abilities.
No, that'd be cool.
That'd be interesting if we do see at BlizzCon. I think we're gonna see one Overwatch character. I know that they're saying we're giving them space, but the game's coming out now. The characters are well established, and
I think they said there would be heroes from a new universe that you didn't expect to see this soon.
Okay.
So I think there's only one way to interpret that.
Other than our completely new made-up mobile game, and you're like, wait, hang on.
What's the guy who was from the Blackthorn?
Yeah, it could be Blackthorn. Could be Rock and Roll Racing.
It could be.
Yeah.
I'd like Rock and Roll Racing.
It could be the Hearthstone Innkeeper, and they could be like, no, it's specifically from Hearthstone.
I want the Hearthstone Innkeeper, seriously, though. I want it to work like Hearthstone, where all the minions just headbutt your target in the face. Like Rexar, but with just they go 500 miles an hour, and they just bang your enemies in the face.
They should do it like Invoker in Dota, where you have these sort of button. It's like Magicka. If you played that Steam game, you need to hit certain button combinations to hit this. Instead, you have like 20 abilities, and every time you use one, you draw a new one. So your Q comes out of your deck as a new spell, and every time you use a spell, you get a different one.
I worry about the weird thing will be randomness, like.
How can you have a Hearthstone hero without randomness?
No, you got to have something in there. A little bit. Brian, thank you for calling. We have a lot of other people calling all of a sudden. I want to make sure we can try and make time for them.
Yeah, totally.
But,
I should be going anyway. So.
All right, man. You going to BlizzCon?
No, probably not.
Okay, all right. Well, hopefully we'll see you in the Overwatch beta then, because you sound like you've been really researching it, and I need Overwatch friends, so...
I hope that your podcast resumes soon. That'd be cool to listen to your Overwatch podcast.
Oh, believe me, man, it would already be going if I didn't have weddings to worry about.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Brian. Have a good one.
Okay, later.
Take care, man.
Alrighty.
Man, I want to see Reinhardt.
Oh, yeah. I want to see all of the Overwatch heroes. Look great. Mr. Tibbles!
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're doing all right. Do you want to talk heroes, or do you want to ask us about our favorite sandwich?
Well, now that I'm offered the option, I think I want to talk sandwiches.
Well, why not?
Now let me ask you this: sandwich split diagonally or across?
Well, if it's up to me, I prefer like a like a nice ciabatta or like a sub, something that's like a hoagie where the whole thing's split long ways, but. But if we're talking traditional, if we're talking about grilled cheese, it's all about that diagonal cut.
Right, because you have to dunk it in the tomato soup, and you don't want to put a whole fourth of it in one go.
Yeah.
All right. So we're all on the same page. So now let's talk some heroes.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. So, actually, I was wondering if you guys had any specific talents or abilities or even heroes that you feel have gotten really, really stale and just never get picked, and if you have any what is your favorite talent or ability or hero that you just like to in quick match just use even though it's not the standard meta and it's just something that jives for you. For me, I want to say it's Tyrael's level 1, where when you explode, you give the 50% health shield to everybody in your explosion radius.
Okay, gotcha. I mean,
you're right. He has some awesome death abilities. My favorite one is you can still use abilities after dying so that you can relocate yourself, but it never does enough, and you don't want to die in the first place.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, I say just hero overall, I like Murky. I have not seen a lot of Murky lately, and he's kind of just I just want to have fun pick. As for a talent specifically, the only thing that pops into my head immediately is Regeneration on Zagara, which used to be the most popular talent and has since been pushed out of the way for the larger creep spread. Now, I do love the larger creep spread, don't get me wrong, but I feel like my damage is just ridiculous if I take Regeneration because I never have to leave the map, ever. The only time I leave the map is when I die.
And you shouldn't be doing that anyway.
Exactly. See, Tibbles gets it.
Right, I mean, Zagara kind of suffers from the old Sylvanas problem that she is being picked rather religiously on Tomb of the Spider Queen, which is what's throwing her spec on hot slogs out of the way for endless creep. Basically, every other map you're taking rapid incubation.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for saying the actual name of it. If I keep seeing Regeneration, people are probably going to confuse it with the level 1 talent, which is increased regeneration on creep.
That's fine. 2 months ago, I was the Rainer Preacher, and I still can't tell you what that ability is called. I just call it Give Me More, because that's the only talent I ever take.
Yeah, see, I barely ever remember the names of the talents. It's just that one that does the thing.
Right, Adrenaline Rush, but come on, Stim Pack, no Marine yet has Stim Pack. I guess it's a Tychus talent, technically.
Then the Mega Kespa Stim Drone.
Yeah, Morales has the Stim Drone. Which
lots of drugs flying around.
Marines, man, they love their drugs.
Yeah, convicts.
I mean, you're putting me into that suit. I better get high.
Yeah, right.
I mean, they
plugging the stuff into my spine.
They worked hard for that. They made those drugs in a space toilet, okay? They worked hard for those space drugs.
In a cave.
In a cave with a box of scraps.
With a pile of Zerg carcasses. For me, it's got to be Tychus. I miss the guy. I loved him so much. Of course, we're talking pre-beta. That Odin change, getting rid of his second health bar, really hit him hard. And he doesn't get the same attention as like an Illidan or a Kerrigan gets when he really does need that divine shield and that sort of loving from the tank and the support.
Yeah. Tibbles, are you eating cereal or hammering the world's smallest nail?
Neither. Actually, I'm just picturing. I didn't realize that the crappy iPhone EarPod microphone was so damn good. Or, I guess in this case, bad. Apologies for that.
Sensitive, I guess, is the word.
Yeah,
it's not coming through loud. It's good. It's just it's fun to play guess the soundscape.
There you go. I mean, I could be doing anything. I could be, cutting the heads off tiny Jedi orphans over here.
You could, although I
defusing bombs.
I feel like the sound effects would be a lot cooler if you were doing that. Horrifying, but cooler.
I don't know. There wasn't a whole lot cool about that movie.
Oh,
right.
I like 3.
That's movies making you think things are cool. It's like when you pull out a sword in a movie. It's the loudest thing. Swing! And what were the things just... No, that's a sword. And it shouldn't make that noise if it pulls out of an actual scabbard.
Well, you know what the ultimate example of that is? Any punch thrown in any of the Indiana Jones movies.
Oh, but that's the point. They're pulpy, That's just part
I
of
would
the fans.
argue that the worst example of this is in Army of Darkness, where Ash is constantly cocking his shotgun.
Yes.
That
doesn't cock.
Even cock.
Yeah, because it's a double barrel, not a pump action.
Although you'll notice that it's never actually on screen when he does it, so at least they thought about that.
Yeah. But also, I mean, Army of Darkness and Evil Dead, that's all about just the comic book sound effects in general. Which, by the way, who's excited for the frickin' Evil Dead series that's coming out on Halloween? I'm really jazzed for it.
Oh my god, that's going to be amazing.
I couldn't be more excited. First of all, Bruce Campbell coming back, and they got Lucy Lawless involved in this. Just sign me up. All for it.
Bruce has really been taking his status as a horrible B-movie actor really well lately. He had that movie, what was it? My Name is Bruce.
Oh, that was a while ago.
Something a few years ago.
Oh yeah, that I think that was almost 10 years ago. I'm pretty sure I saw that in college.
I don't know. College doesn't feel like it was that far away. I guess you're right, though.
But yeah, that's a funny movie if no one's seen it. But oh, cool, man. Any other questions, or are we good to pull in another caller?
No, go ahead. Just congratulations on the wedding coming up.
Thank you.
And Kyle, I enjoy your solo Q&A shows every week. Look forward to them. And awesome. Keep doing what you're doing, guys.
Thanks, Tibbles. Talk to you soon.
Take it easy.
Enjoy your chicken.
Yeah.
Now Am I the only weirdo who puts ketchup on my macaroni and cheese?
Yes. Ketchup is the worst condiment on earth and should never be put on anything. Oh, right,
you hate tomatoes. Now, I'm talking to the wrong crowd here.
I like a lot of tomato byproducts, but I hate big slices of raw tomato, and ketchup is the worst thing on the planet Earth.
Well, you're not invited to my Fallout ketchup party.
I hate ketchup way more than Fallout, just for the record.
Wow.
For the record.
Wow, you really hate ketchup.
Yeah, ketchup and pickles, man. Yeah.
Oh, hey, there's someone in the chat named Ketchup's Corner, and he's very excited about this conversation.
Oh my God, audio listeners, we're not making this up. There is someone called Ketchup's Corner who's losing their mind right now. Chris, welcome to the show. I'm not sure Chris can hear us.
No, I guess not. But nice cat, dude.
Yeah,
it's a good-looking cat.
I hear something very faint in the background, but
oh, it got plugged in.
Wait.
I think we caught the end of an expletive there.
Oh, sorry guys, can you hear me at all?
You're super quiet, but I can hear you. This is always the best part of call-in shows.
Oh yeah. Going with the flow.
Did you hear last week's on Angry Chicken when someone called in while making FedEx deliveries?
I heard the legend. I didn't hear the episode.
It was an audible milestone. Yeah, Chris, I don't think we can hear you, man.
Okay, sorry about that.
It's all right. We can barely make you out. I'm not sure it'll record well. If you want to like shoot out a question, we can take it, and that's probably the best we can do.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get you guys' take on the current state.
Oh, crap.
Oh no, it got even quieter.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
it's got even worse, Chris. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Shoot me the question in Skype chat directly in here. Don't do it in the group chat, and I'll pull it out. I'm sorry, man. Yeah. Microphones. Yeah, it's like he's fading away.
Right. Slowly disappearing into space.
Yeah. Let's take the next caller. Everyone with your avatars tonight. Good God. It's like God mode. Rockland.
Hey, buddies.
Welcome.
How's it going?
Tell me that is an actual picture of you.
Yeah, that's a picture of me. That's from my web series, The Party Show.
Oh, man, dude, your beard is great.
That is. It's
The
majestic.
beard's a lot longer than that now, actually. Check this out. I went to get it trimmed last week, and the barber said, how short are you gonna go with it? And I said, take a couple inches off. And he said, are you sure? Can we do a little less? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I got Jays tickets.
Jays?
For the Blue Jays.
Oh, what? Blue Jays. Okay, gotcha.
That's why I'm in Toronto. I was like, okay, I guess we can cut this haircut short.
Wow.
What the crap?
That's like I pulled up to a Taco Bell at midnight, and I'm like, oh, hey, are you open? And they're like, yeah, I guess.
Like, okay.
No, Kyle, finish your story, because you've told me this before, and I love this story.
And then, so, we're like, okay, cool. We've got a whole party full of drunk people we're trying to take care of. We're going to need, 3 boxes of tacos and 2 burritos for us in the car. And he goes, oh, listen, I'm off in 20 minutes. I'll make you a box of tacos and, 3 burritos.
Negotiating.
Right, and you're like, it's Friday night.
Tacos and 3 burritos. I raise you a cheesy gordita crunch and the sour cream caulking gun.
Oh God! That's so good. That's so good. By the way, has anyone noticed that Taco Bell's sour cream gun has a much higher level of control than the McDonald's mayonnaise gun? Have you ever gotten mayonnaise on anything at McDonald's? Your sandwich is now 75% mayonnaise.
Well, I think that's because there was never supposed to be anything called a mayonnaise gun.
I'm not
the
sure
technology isn't there.
Even when they made it, they were like, let's not make this too efficient because it shouldn't exist.
Is it that hard to use a knife and spread it on?
People have been designing cakes for years and years, but mayonnaise, that's the real space age technology.
Don't get me wrong, I love mayonnaise. I mean, I put it on all my cakes.
I have put mayonnaise inside my brownies, actually, because I didn't have eggs.
Real?
And mayonnaise is, made of eggs, and it actually really good, really.
Okay,
moist.
so as a mixing agent, I thought you like mayonnaise center to a
you spread it on top it's like icing, right? No, egg substitute.
Oh, jeez, that's amazing. Anyway, Rockland, did you, out of curiosity, did you have a heroes related topic?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about Tempo Storm and their nuclear blast.
Man, it's sad to hear. Honestly, I got
for
nothing,
sure. It's sad to
else.
hear. But it's also. I was thinking after that, after the town hall, none of them have tweeted anything as well,
right?
And the Reddit thread got pretty good traction. There's people talking about it, and people were saying this is so bad, and this is bad for the community or whatever. This is our best team. But if you go on the league subreddit, the top 6 or 7 posts on the front page are always drama about the players, and it's never about the game. So maybe this is exactly what we needed. We need more. Yeah, we need more people falling apart and less victories.
I feel like it's specific to the games too, because this is something that's incredibly popular in StarCraft is esports drama. Matter of fact,
I think any sport.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but then you look at something like Hearthstone, for example, and outside of the Magic Amy drama, a lot of esports drama doesn't get a whole lot of traction.
That's true.
It's a lot more about the game. Now, it's still drama about the game, but it's about the game itself and the game design. People get their jimmies rustled over stuff Ben Brode says as opposed to what team
Something
managers say on a
did.
podcast.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, maybe it has to do with then, or you said it's big on StarCraft, because maybe it has to do with the team nature of it, and like Hearthstone's singular.
well,
So
yeah.
that-
Now, StarCraft is too. It's a 1v1.
Yeah.
I mean, there's teams, but there's also teams in Hearthstone, which is still 1v1. So I don't know. It's weird. I think it just depends on the game. I think with Hearthstone, a much larger population of the player base probably feel like they are incredibly knowledgeable about the game and they think they know what is best for the game and how the game should be designed. And that's why in Hearthstone, you see a lot of drama surrounded around the design of the game. Whereas you look at something like StarCraft, where if you think you're as good as the South Koreans, you're just straight up lying to everyone, including yourself. So all of the drama there is revolving around the top tier, which is the pro players. And so I'm not sure where that lands with Heroes, because I'm not sure. People, I don't know. I feel like it strikes a good balance, because the esport is growing and we're getting pretty jazzed about it, and we've now had our first big scandal. And but at the same time, it's a team-based game, and I think a large population of the player base thinks they're pretty damn good at it. So I think we're getting to get a nice mix with Heroes of traction on esports stories, but also traction on game and design stories.
Yeah, because right now, exactly what you're saying, the subreddit right now is everyone thinking they can design Artanis better.
Yeah, exactly. But 2 days ago it was all about Tempo Storm.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
yeah, I'll leave you guys, but I'm really excited for after BlizzCon to see how many of these teams disintegrate or meld together, merge.
It'd be cool if we had a formal sort of, NFL draft moment.
That's all I want.
Yeah.
That's all I've ever wanted.
I would
All right, well,
watch
thanks
that.
a lot, guys. Have fun with the rest of your hangout.
Well, thank you, Rockland, and keep up the awesome beard.
Yes.
I'll see if as long as the Jays leave the playoffs, we'll be able to get that.
Oh,
Bye, guys.
jeez. See ya.
Later, man.
As somebody who is very picky about where they get their hair done, that would infuriate me.
Oh, yeah. Just, okay. Like, you're running a business, right? Yeah, that's how you lose customers.
Yeah. Well, Chris sent his question, and it's kind of lengthy.
Okay.
But he wanted our take on the current state of Hero League. He said that he sent an email in a few weeks ago about his Hero League hell experience, and that before the placement matches he was working his way up and got to the low 20s. Then he rushed through his placement matches, got bumped down to 45, and he has not been able to get past 35 since. He said that his friend and him are equally skilled, and his friend waited to place, and that put him up at level 10 or rank 10. He said, any ideas on how to advance despite always being matched with at least one or more people who throw my games and tank my MMR? Any thoughts on how Blizz can address this in the future? I don't really feel like I have much more to say than our discussion about the matchmaking improvements last night and what I would like to see, how I would like to see it further improved.
Right. And it's important to note, just, from sort of, I don't know if it'd be a business aspect of this show, but we have definitely begun to steer clear of MMR hell conversations because they are rather toxic. It doesn't promote good conversation. And I'm not saying that this isn't a good question at all. I just want to address, we get a lot of emails like that. And that's why we don't really feature them on the show too often. Because honestly, there could be a wide variety of things you're suffering from. It could be some nuanced stuff like positioning. Maybe your draft roster. Maybe you're not understanding, what the other picks are meaning. Last night in our after show games, we had a Sergeant Hammer. Ben, who since contacted me wondering kind of what went wrong there. He didn't realize that he was calling the shots by sieging up, and everyone else would panic to cover his call. So there could be a lot of little things in there, but of course ultimately it comes down for Blizzard to fix matchmaking. We need a bigger player base, which I'm guessing with all the hype that's going to be built by BlizzCon is going to come naturally, particularly when we see those finals. Those are going to be awesome.
Yeah.
There's really no way they're not going to be. It's not going to be a raffle stomp. These are the top teams. It's not StarCraft where, people can just kind of avoid each other all the way to the end, and suddenly you have just a one-sided match. This is going to be guys who have fought forever, or dudes who have never met, and they're just going to clash in a meta sense. And that's going to be entertaining either way.
Right. And just mentally, that's a bad place to kind of keep your brain. If you truly believe that it's so flawed and there's nothing you can do, you're going to go on tilt before the game even starts, and you're going to play poorly even if you don't realize that you are. It's something that happens with me all the time.
Right. And tilt for me is a really big deal because it means I stop optimizing. When I'm Skeleton King and I do my swing, excuse me, the first thing I do is then start taking steps. I want to stutter step myself around them while they're slowed and get a body block off. If I don't trust anyone on my team, if I'm tilted, I'm being lazy, and I'm not doing that little bit of optimization that ekes out the win.
Yeah, no, same place. I really go back to your original advice that you gave everyone the first time you hit rank 1, and it's pick just a few heroes that you are really good with, and that you can probably do some sort of carrying with. Now, you don't have an actual carry in this game. You can't just level yourself up and win it for everyone. But if you can get a few assassins or some high damage heroes that can really bring something to a pickup game, at some point you will be able to utilize your skill to just break through the wall, whatever it may be, regardless of how skilled or unskilled your teammates may be.
Exactly.
So I personally, and I don't know if everyone's going to agree with me on this, but I would just stop playing supports.
I think that's fair. If you are frustrated with losing, being support is one of the worst things you can do because all you're watching. For me, because I know Zagara so well, I love her so much. When I see Zagara players not laying creep, it can just drive me up the wall.
Yeah. I had a game this morning.
To cut them off.
I had a game this morning, a Hero League game this morning, where I was forced into playing Brightwing, and all I got to do was support 4 other players that were making the worst calls I've seen in weeks.
Yep.
And I could do absolutely nothing, and it felt awful. And I wish I got to pick my Rainer for that game.
Yeah. So take a look at the top win rates right now. Nazebos, Rainers, Sonias, Zagaras, Kael'thas's. These are all great picks for you to just accelerate and stop trying to take care of your... And plus at your league, bringing a heavy assassin, a skilled assassin, is going to bring a lot more value to your team.
Yep, I agree. We've got a legendary Pokemon in our Mets now, Kyle. We have Articuno.
Oh, snap.
I accidentally used my Master Ball to capture you the first time I ever played through Pokemon Red. And then I got to Mewtwo, and I was like, damn!
I think you made the right choice there.
Hey, but you know what? I used Articuno to freeze Mewtwo and captured him with an Ultra Ball, so it works.
Yeah,
I had to reload a couple times. I made the same mistake, but it was on Moltres.
Okay, gotcha.
Articuno went down easy. And, oh, man, Articuno, I had 2 in my Pokemon deck, and they were game winners.
But anyways, man, welcome to the show. How can we, what would you want to talk about?
Well, I have 2 pretty much comments. I'll just lay them down so that I don't, do one and you talk. Wow, this show's about me all of a sudden. Sorry. I didn't mean it like that. The first thing was, you guys talked a lot about, the matchmaking time, how it was raised from 360 to 600. And maybe it's just because I'm a lot younger, and so time feels really long to me. But
it's very self-aware of you.
If a match took 10 minutes, and I felt like I could just play something else in that time, I honestly think I'd play something else. Because something about just waiting 10 minutes for a match really turns me off.
Huh.
I think Blizzard feels your pain, and they don't want to turn it up, but it's the solution they have at the moment.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw that with the change that was increased matchmaking time for new players. So clearly they know people want to get into this game. Then they sit there for 10 minutes and they go, oh, this must not be a very good game, or it's not very well made. So maybe throwing them into that bad match is better just PR, as bizarre as that might sound.
Like another game I play, World of Tanks, I consistently have an issue where sometimes I'll hit start battle, I will realize I need to go do something, try to click leave queue, and I will already be in a match before I can have time to get out.
Oh, well, that's
accidentally.
That's an interesting problem. I guess that's good, but how long are World of Tanks matches?
They have a 15-minute maximum, so they usually take less than that.
Okay.
So it's a very quick game. As a segue, that's the only other game I've ever played with an MMR. I don't know how much it has to do with making matches. For one, there's 30 people in a game as opposed to 10, so I feel like they have to wait a little less. But as the only game I've ever played with an MMR, in that one I can say, while it doesn't always cause bad things, I've never seen it cause a good thing. World of Tanks has an issue where there's a real hierarchy of the good players and bad players, and when the MMR was made public, it led to a lot of bad players team killing good players and good players team killing bad players, and it's just, I don't really like it. That's kind of my argument against it in Heroes. I feel like it won't always cause bad things, but I don't really see how making it public would cause good things.
What do you mean by team kill?
Well, there's 2 teams with 15 players on each, and by team killing, they would point their tanks' guns at their teammates and intentionally kill them for being bad or for being good.
Oh,
it's kind of dumb, but it's really a hostile community problem.
Yeah, that's insane.
Kind of.
Gotcha. Yeah, well, we can't do that in Heroes, thankfully. Also,
true.
Dear God, that would be a hard game to play. Could you imagine Heroes with friendly fire on? All the skill shots, all the AoE abilities, just...
Right, other than really, really casting bad support spells, I can't think of anything in this game that you could really troll with. Maybe Stitch's hook, but you have to get to, what, like level 13, is it, before you can pull friendlies?
Right. But in MOBAs, if you really want to troll, you just feed.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, that's what you do. You just die intentionally. But yeah, man, I don't know. You're very self-aware if you if you think that you don't like longer waits just because of your age. Because yeah, I don't know. I think it's because my first MOBA was Dota, and you wait forever in there for a game. But when you get in, you're pretty damn well matched up. So I personally would prefer that. So I don't know. My comments last night were, if you're going to increase the time but still have a cutoff, I'd almost rather you keep it shorter, because I'm just going to wait longer and still have a bad experience in some scenarios. So if you're going to I kind of want all or nothing. So either get rid of the cap entirely and make me wait until you find a good matchup, or make it a short queue because you have a cap. Because if I'm going to have a bad game anyway, I don't want to also sit around waiting for it.
Well said.
So. Leaving statements. First, my favorite team is Murloc Geniuses, and as myself being an LGBT youth, the things people say about Faye really hurt me. They make me sad. Faye, if you don't know, is the transgendered player on Murloc Geniuses.
Yeah, close that Twitch chat. That was sad when she came on and just the chat fell apart.
There's a lot of very ignorant people in this world, and a wall of anonymity is a really bad power for them to have.
Yeah.
Lastly, I called into the Gamers In podcast call-in night last night,
nice.
And I must say, I feel so included getting to call into 2 channels, 2 shows.
Oh, I'm glad we could help you with that.
Gotta call Nagger Chicken now. Get the trifecta.
Yeah,
I know.
Gotta call
I'm
TAC.
glad I can call in and support you guys, because your show is great.
Oh, well, thank you, man.
Thanks,
We really appreciate it.
Yes, and doodly. I hope you enjoy my full $1 and all that support.
Well, we do. So thank you.
We do, man. Really
well, have a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a bit of drama that we just buried in the show notes, but
my full $1 and all that.
I can hear the stream.
Oh, I feel like I'm on radio. Turn your radio down.
Yeah, call her.
I did.
Call her, turn your video down. Hey, Dan.
How you doing?
Doing all right. You've been trying to call in all show.
I was lucky and they called me off work today, so I was available. So I was just trying to call every once in a while, see if I got in.
Awesome.
Nice.
Well, welcome.
All right. So I had one big question. A little bit of story. I don't want to rant too much. But what happened to me when I started playing Hero League was that I got in, I think, a little earlier than I should have, and I tanked my MMR, like, to really low. Like, I think at one point, if I checked my HOTS logs, it's like went down to like almost like 200. So it went low. But after I started working on it, after a while, I managed to bring my MMR back up, and it's up to like 1500 now. But what happened was before the reset, if you see the win losses, I was about 20 games under 500, and since then I'm up to like 10 above. So I've been doing a lot better. I grinded and grinded it out, and it's gotten to a point where it's slightly going up very slowly. It's gotten to 1500, but at the same time my rank has not gone up. Before the reset, I was like at 30, between 30 to 33. After the reset, I'm still there, but it doesn't matter how much, if it has gone up 400 points in the last like month and a half, the rank stays the same. So it's, as much as I don't want to say that like MMR hell seems like such a harsh word, it kind of seems like it does exist. And one of the things that happens also is you've seen on Reddit, there's been a lot of posts saying about how people had they had a Smurf account or like a second account, and they can never rank up in their main one. And now when they go to the other one, they go through placement matches and they get ranked like rank 15, and they can easily grind up to like rank 5 with the same skill. So it seems like there is some sort of like MMR hell that once you get stuck in something, you get paired up with people that will just kind of bring you down. And as much as you try, you just can't get out of it, rank-wise at least.
Yeah, Blizzard has said that they value your first couple games way too much. And, they want to very quickly, you're going to, change up to 200 points some odd when you're playing your first games just to figure out your MMR. By the way, you're not in the lowest. The lowest MMR at the moment is currently held by a dude who is at negative 1,227.
I saw it.
Holy crap.
That's hard to do.
I feel like that's a goal, right?
Right.
Like you gotta
try for that one.
Like, I want to talk to this person.
I mean, yeah, 39 games played. That's not a ton, but that's more than I would give that MMR. He tried.
Yeah,
he really did.
The longest losing streak of all time, 39 games.
Yep.
Yeah.
Opened up the game, never won against AI, was like, I'm good to go, went into quick match. Actually, this is Heroes League. So this person played enough to get to level 40 and then said, I'm good to go. Heroes League, 39 games.
Recently I started doing a second account just to test this like Smurf account idea, see how it goes. And I'm up to like rank 15, but something I was gonna make a post maybe on the Reddit or something like that. That as much as people complain they get matched up with bad people, we kind of forget how bad people are at the beginning, and that I'm telling you guys, it could be worse. There's times where I was like ranked 11 last night, and there's the Rainer who did the only thing he did was camps. Ignored everything but camps. Every time by himself, he would call for help, whether someone helped him or not. Camps, 100% of the time on Dragonshire. We were playing basically a 4-on-5 with like occasional help from a camp down like at some other lane.
I wish the audio listeners could see Kyle's face just morphing as you told that story.
Did they take the level 1 talent at least?
No, they were walking from camp to camp, so they weren't even next to other mercenary lords or like to nothing. They were just leaving the camp. They got it, went to the next one. They got it, went to the next one. And I was like, why? Like the thing is, my second account, I put it in the EU. So the one thing that's bad about being on EU is that like not everybody's gonna speak English. So you can tell them, you can beg them, but if they don't answer, like maybe they just don't speak English and that's the end of it. They're never gonna help you out.
Jeez. Wow.
I might respect that if he had gone recruitment at level 1 because he's trying to work out the new meta. But that's atrocious, and there are better heroes for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you did make a Smurf account because I was curious about this, of course, and that means that you invested a lot of time into there to get to your level up and then go into rank. I mean, you played your 20 placement matches at the very least.
I'm in my Smurf account. I'm like level 20 on my account level, so I'm still like getting up to 30 so I can do it. But in the grind up, I'm just seeing on those matches when you're I forgot how bad new players were, how bad I was at the beginning, and it's so painstaking. And right now, like I got to level 10, so I got my 7-day stim pack, so I'm trying to like abuse it as much as possible and just get out of that as quickly as possible, so I can get to Hero League and see how it goes.
Huh. I'm curious to see how that works out for you.
I want to update it. Like, I was gonna make a post on the ITN Reddit and maybe give an update later on when I get there, but hopefully I get a better rank and see how it goes. Because the other thing bad about these Smurf accounts is that sure, I do great on my Smurf account, now I have a great ranking with great MMR and I get great matches, but all the money I spent to get these specific mounts and skins is my other account, so I don't get to play with all the fun things I've got. So I feel like on the one side I get all my fun things, but it's terrible matches. On the side I'll get like great matches, but I'm stuck with like a pleb horse and just plain Rainer. I don't get my Marshall skin.
Yeah, I know Blizzard wants to like put up the walls and say, okay, 200 games played, this is your special zone. But I know 14-year-old Kyle would have logged in and been like, yeah, I'm going Zeratul on my Smurf, gonna beat up some new players tonight. That's Friday night for me. And guys like me in my younger years would have ruined that.
Yeah.
So there's no easy fix at all. But I love your phrasing. I love the plebs and the poor Rainer. Well, what a story.
Yeah.
Hopefully when they do the seasons, maybe they're talking about maybe an MMR reset or like a soft reset.
It sounds like they're pretty dead set on doing an MMR reset at some point. I think it looks like right now the conversation is more around how often that MMR reset is going to happen. And with all of this stuff happening with the Smurf account stories and all that stuff, the more and more I see of that, the more I think an MMR reset is needed.
Yeah. Let's keep the information in the game about how many games you've played, but let's reset that MMR.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
One quick other question that hasn't to do anything to do with heroes, but you guys have played StarCraft. I recently got it a couple weeks ago, and I started to play mostly because I've grown to, even though I've never played WoW or Diablo or StarCraft, I've seen a lot of cinematics and I see a lot of the great like stories and lores that they have. Yeah. So I was very interested in playing the campaign, but eventually I'll get into playing against people in StarCraft. Uh-huh. What are some places where I can get some help and cues? Because like I played it, like just the campaign is very easy. I can kind of just make my way through it. And I started playing the training when it tells you like whether you built something too early or something. And I was like, oh, I was doing that wrong? I had no idea.
My go-to place is teamliquid.net.
Okay.
Lots of people talking on there all the time about builds and timings.
Okay. Because I had no idea. And I was like, oh, I shouldn't be doing that. Like, I was used to campaign. You get like through research, you get the stim drone kind of thing, the stim pack thing for the Marines.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could get that from the tech lab or the. I had no idea this whole time. I was like, oh.
Yeah, the campaign is not a learning tool.
No,
sadly.
No, not at all.
Other than learning to make money and spend money, but by the time you're at the final levels, you are a god.
Yeah, and box selecting. Don't forget box selecting, Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're absolutely right. And the thing that's kind of nuts too, Dan, I wouldn't spend too much time getting too cozy with it because once Legacy comes out, a lot of things are going to change.
Oh, well, I'm barely getting through Wins to Liberty, so once I finish that, I'm still gonna do the other campaign. So I'm not even gonna try to play people for a while.
Cool. Yeah, I would if we're this close to launch, I'd wait until after Legacy comes out to take the dive into multiplayer because you can learn along with pretty much everyone. Even seasoned players are gonna have to relearn the game quite a bit.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. It was great talking to you guys. Great show. Congratulations on the wedding. Hope you guys have fun. Don't get too drunk.
Oh, no promises.
I didn't say that sincerely. Go have fun.
Thanks, Dan, and thanks for the support. Have a good one.
No problem. Take care.
Take care, man.
Everyone's so damn pleasant. All right. We got one last person. I know we're over time, but one last person. Caleb's been trying to get in for like the last half hour.
Awesome.
So we'll take a few extra minutes for him. By the way, Chris, who was our first MMR Hell call, said that our advice was awesome because he's been mostly playing supports, so he is now going to make the switch and try and play mostly assassins.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the convention floor.
Hello? Oh my god.
Hello?
Hi. It's very loud.
I'm very loud. That's a problem.
Coming a little hot.
Oh, I guess he silenced himself to relocate.
Hello?
Wait, who?
I don't know.
Oh, that's so much better.
Hey, you sound beautiful
now.
Yeah.
Great. Caleb, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, welcome to the show, Caleb.
Okay. And per comments, also Muffin Pickle, depending on how that all goes together.
Oh, awesome.
Oh.
How's it going, man?
Man, Muffin Pickle. Oh, yes. I love hearing people's voices for the first time. This is great.
Since it's a nice break from the work business that I'm doing otherwise. So getting out of the cube and all that biz.
You sound so similar to my college roommate. It's creepy almost.
Who also had a deep, rich voice. It was it's a good sounding voice.
Yes, it was sultry, some might say. So, anyways, dude, what's up? How you doing? How's Heroes?
Oh, decent. I was glad to finally get some games with Kyle yesterday. It was intense, given, again, you're dealing with ranks 1 to 40, so it was quite a swing going in, but you did some things. Ran around a bit. It was especially exciting because 2 days ago, I have a nice Razer mechanical keyboard that I enjoy a fair amount, except I spilled a martini on it 2 days ago, and it stopped working, I wasn't sure how that was all going to work out, so I cleaned it with hydrogen peroxide, and everything worked, so I got to play the games on my favorite keyboard, and everything's coming up Millhouse.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
I love the mental image of you losing a game with a martini in your hand and just dumping it on the keyboard. Like with the salt on the rim, and you're just like, what?
That's a margarita.
I'm done. Oh, yeah.
It's not a martini.
Well, wait, so what kind of glass does the martini come in?
A martini comes in the... I don't know how to explain it the best, but if you look at it in perfect profile, it almost looks like a triangle.
A red Solo cup.
Yes, a red Solo. Yes, if you're making a real classy martini, that's what it comes in.
Oh, the James Bond drink.
Yes, it's a James Bond drink.
You don't spill those, no.
No, you're not supposed to. They're actually. Oh, we just lost Caitlin. He was so mad that you thought martinis had salt that he hung up on us.
My wonderful alcohol knowledge.
Oh yeah, no. Those glasses, by the way, we have some of those. Don't fill those up very high because the slightest like movement, it goes everywhere.
No, there's a reason he does like that overhand grab on those glasses and then sort of sips.
Yeah, exactly.
One does not chug out of a martini glass.
No, they don't. I mean, you could, but it's like trying to drink a whole fishbowl very quickly. It's a bad idea.
Yes.
I think we lost.
So they do serve alcohol in fish bowls.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure if it holds liquid, somebody somewhere has served some type of alcohol out of it.
Oh, Camelbacks. That's what it's all about.
Oh, gross.
Oh,
that's like he's trying to message us.
Hard working out and a long day's bike ride in the sun for a martini through a plastic straw.
Yeah. But it looks like we lost him. Let me see if I can recall him and get him back in here and at least get his question out of him.
Right? I spent so much time dancing around making jokes, we lost him for the important part.
Yeah. What a shame.
Feel like the village minstrel.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like we lost him.
It's a shame.
But anyway.
Can you type it?
I don't see typage going on.
Kick it out, Caleb.
All right. Well, we gave it a shot. We gave it the old college try.
Yeah, the old. It's an adult try at this point. College try. That wasn't too good.
I didn't try very hard in college. I tried really hard to be a really good raider. And wow, I can't say I was the best student in the world.
Yeah,
but
I did all right. I did okay. I think dating was kind of high on the list.
Yeah, I was always pretty involved with a significant other. Pretty much since I was like 15. I always had a serious relationship pretty much since I turned 15.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh no, there was lots of lonely Kyle nights. That's when you learn MOBAs. And also, my now wife I met in college, and she raided with me, so it was all good to go.
My now wife, the woman that will be my wife in a week, we bought Vanilla WoW together. We went to Target, picked it up, came home. We also bought some RAM for her old computer because she didn't have enough to run it. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Popped it in. Had a good time. That was our second MMO. We bought Guild Wars previously and had played that. And then
Guild Wars. I played a Mesmer, was it?
Ah, yes, I was the worst combination in the game. I was an Elementalist Warrior. A Warrior Elementalist, by the way, great combination. Elementalist Warrior, terrible combination.
Huh.
Because you have the hit points of an Elementalist, but you now get melee attacks.
Yeah. Yeah, we all bought Guild Wars because we wanted to play WoW, but we didn't own credit cards because we were, 17.
Nailed it. You nailed it.
That's the reason.
Yep. Then we hit college, had to get credit cards, and what is the first thing I did like a responsible adult? Bought World of Warcraft.
My parents did not want me playing World of Warcraft, so I said I was partying. Can you believe that I had to lie to my parents that I was partying, and I took out cash to buy World of Warcraft cards?
That's
It was more insane to my parents to say that I was playing World of Warcraft than I was out spending, $30 or $15 a month on partying.
Dude, I've heard so many stories about your childhood now. It doesn't surprise me.
All right,
doesn't surprise me at all. That's incredibly rational. I get
unfazed.
I understand how we got to the point B in this story.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyways, that's going to do it for our first call-in episode. This was great. I had a great time. At the beginning, I was like, oh no, almost no one added us on Skype. And then the second we're called people, 20 people added us on Skype, and it was just ringing off the hook. So thank you so much to our patrons, because without you guys, we wouldn't be doing this. If you're hearing this and you're not a patron, if you enjoy Into the Nexus and you want to support it, check out patreon.com/ITN. That's where you can go to support the show. But you don't have to. If you're not in a place where you want to do that, don't worry about it. Show will always be free. But big fat thanks to our patrons who are supporting us. So, Kyle, where can folks find you?
You can find me at kyleferguson.com. That's where I give those said lessons. You can find me on Twitter at Kyle Ferguson, and on YouTube, on Twitch. It's all just Kyle Ferguson, 2 S's.
Sweet.
Ferguson. I even misspell my own name, so don't worry about it too much.
Yeah, but you suffer from dyslexia, so that's expected. To a certain point.
It looks good to me.
Oops. Close enough. The E comes before the L.
Who knows? There's just some vowels in there.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah. But follow me on Twitter at Garrett Art. There are 2 R's and 2 T's in Garrett. 1 R and 1 T in art. I'm on nomoonart.com. That's my graphic design work. And check out the Angry Chicken. Check out the Angry Nerd. But most importantly, check us out at BlizzCon in a few weeks. Thursday night, head on over to the Bullmore Lanes at 8 p.m. local time to Southern California. Go there. Come bowl with us. Come say hi. It's going to be a great time. So we'll see you there. And we'll also see you hopefully Saturday morning in the Hilton for our Live Into the Nexus recording.
Yeah, we should do some sort of... Are they going to have the meeting stone again?
I don't know.
Some sort of tweet from the meeting stone, and I'll head over to watch the Heroes finals together.
That could be cool. That could be cool. Except I think I have an interview right when that starts. Because doesn't the Heroes and the Hearthstone finals both start at 2 on Saturday?
I think they do overlap a little bit.
Yeah. I have an interview at 2, so I think I might miss those, which really sucks. But it's also super exciting because we've got an interview. So
well, then I will, and I will gather the forces, and then you can come meet us in the chairs we will attempt to hold with our lives.
I appreciate it, sir. I appreciate it a lot. So, anyways, thanks again, everyone. That's going to do it for this episode. We'll see you Tuesday next week because a lot of people traveling for my wedding, actually. So we'll be busy on Thursday night. But another episode coming at you this upcoming Tuesday. Until then, good luck and have fun.
Take care.